Hey everyone, I'm Andy Raffel from eTeknix.com, and if you aren't aware already, I was spending pretty much the whole of the week in Cologne, Germany. Now that was for two reasons. The first one being NVIDIA were launching the RTX 2080 and 2080 Ti graphics cards, and if you haven't already checked out our coverage on that, I suggest clicking just up here and giving it a little watch. Now, the other part of obviously my week was Gamescom itself. Now, the clue is pretty much in the name. Gamescom is all about the games and gaming, but to play the games, you have to have the hardware there as well. And this is where Caseking came along. Now, Caseking are one of the biggest retailers in Germany. They also own Overclockers UK, obviously in the UK. Now, we actually stopped by there because generally Caseking, they kind of incorporate a multitude of brands. So starting with PMY, they were there with their Accelerate brand of products, catering to gamers and showing what they're able to do. Sadly, no RTX 2080 or 2080 Ti's though. Towards a stage where the Caseking staff would be getting the crowd ready and the booth babes were keeping everyone entertained, there were a whole host of Noble chairs for you to try out. Now the whole booth was split into segments, and one of the coolest was probably the modding section. We had systems that completely broke the mold, bringing fantasy to reality, and I can honestly say that some of the mods really are some of the most precise and well thought out builds I've ever seen. It really was a sight to behold, and every system was unique in its own way. Lian Li also had a presence there, again showcasing their latest chassis products, including the PC11 Dynamic. InWin were there as they did at Computex, showing the almighty and oh so crazy Z-frame, an open air chassis that simply defies the laws of chassis manufacturing, something InWin are not afraid doing as we've seen before, a la D-frame, H-Tower. They really are crazy. Kuga were in full force too, with their bonkers Gemini X, giving you the best of everything by giving you the ability to install two full systems inside the one chassis. Being Caseking, it wouldn't be right if they didn't show off one of Ian 8-pack Parry's systems, and with its Bumblebee black and yellow styling, the Polaris Mark II simply looks stunning, and featuring the very best in components, including a 7920X and two 1080 Ti's. Of course, all custom looped. Zotac took up most of the Caseking booth, with space to play some of your latest games on their Mech 1 gaming PCs. If you fancy something a bit more immersive, they did have this crazy racing simulator, with triple screens for that extreme gaming vibe. Be Quiet also had some shelf space, showcasing their range of fans, coolers, AIOs, and of course power supplies. In terms of fun and games, Crucial Ballistics had a little trial for everyone to get into, including a leaderboard of who could install 8 memory modules into a motherboard with the quickest time. Now, while this may sound easy, we did see a lot of people struggle. Them damn notches. Gigabyte were also in attendance, showcasing their current lineup of gaming notebooks, including the famous Aero series, offering up style, performance, and something that will appeal to both professionals and gamers alike. Bitphoenix also had space, showcasing their power supplies including the Whisper and Formula series, as well as their Spectre Pro range of fans, with RGB of course. Chassis-wise, they had something for everyone, including our old favourite, the Portal. And yes, the cake is still very, very much a lie. A Caseking booth wouldn't be complete without De Bauer. He was showcasing a system of his, all nicely nestled inside a Fantex Evolve, with dual GPUs and a full custom loop. Now, speaking of Fantex, they had a whole wall all to themselves, showcasing their upcoming Revolt Pro and Revolt X power supplies that you may remember that we saw at CES. If you haven't actually seen this coverage, it's worth checking it out. It's pretty impressive stuff. You can do that by clicking up here. They also had some of their new digital RGB lineup, which again we did see at CES, and they simply are, well, hypnotic. Other brands included on the booth were Alpenfern with a host of CPU coolers and fans, Zalman with their X3 chassis, and our good friends over at Raijintek. While Raijintek had some of the largest chassis of the show, I was more interested in the oh-so-tiny Ophion and Ophion Evo, offering up one of the cleanest looking mini ITX chassis we've seen. Now we should actually be getting these chassis in very soon, so it is worth subscribing by clicking that subscribe button, pressing the little bell icon so you don't miss any of that content. Also on show from Raijintek was a small sample of what's to come in terms of custom loop water cooling, including 60mm thick 120mm and 240mm rads. There was also a CPU block and a res pump combo. Now, along with Noble chairs, who we did mention earlier, we also had Nitro Concepts, showing off a small selection of what's on offer, catering for all styles, colours and sizes. I mean, that camouflage though. Also at the booth was a small gaming area for those who simply wanted to sit back and relax with their friends. So there you go guys. One thing I do want to mention though is that we did miss one manufacturer out, and that's EVGA. They were pretty much at the front of the Caseking booth, but there's a very good reason why we did miss them out. They had RTX 2080s and 2080 Ti's, so we felt that they deserved their own video, and you can check that coverage out right up here. So there you go. If you did enjoy this video, you know what to do. Subscribe, smash that like button, and also comment below any of the components that we showed in this video. Are they components that you feature in your own build? Do you have a Lian Li chassis? Maybe a Fantex power supply or a Raijintek cooling solution? Let us know below, and I'll see you in the next video. See you later.